I have a mentee, a very successful mentee that has completed his 21st or 22nd acquisition within a reasonably short period of time. And I get interesting comments back on that when someone achieves success like that. It was once said that envy is one of the deadly sins. And one of the reasons for that is a lot of people end up looking at someone else's success, feeling envious of it, and then find reasons why that success isn't great and actually why they would wish that person didn't have that much success, rather than focusing on the reasons that that person was successful and how we can end up doing the same thing. And furthermore, being able to say, okay, just further proof that this system works. So I would encourage you not to be envious, but to learn and to focus on the positives in that. Just surprising to me how many people have focused on negative aspects. And we see that a lot of times when people achieve success. There are people that celebrate, there's haters, you will run into those. Concentrate on the people that can help you get to where you want, eliminate the negative portions and people of your life, and you will do much better. So there's a few things that are interesting observations as the year closes here. One is a lot of people look at someone who's been successful and say, well, that's them, they have talents I don't have. Probably true. But that doesn't mean that you can't develop and that you don't have talents of your own. And one of the things people do is they oftentimes negate the things that they're good at and say, well, everybody can do that. Not true. And focus on their weaknesses. Remember that none of us achieve success without people around us, mentors, employees, and a lot of failures along the way. You will fail your way to success. A lot of people say, well, I'm nervous or I'm afraid. Fear and nervousness, they're fine. You can use those to create energy as long as they don't cause you to become paralyzed. One of the things that I would encourage you to do is take a look at the things as thoughts pop into your head of things you worry about, things you're afraid of, and write that list down. And then over the next following days, go back and look at that list and see how many of those things actually happened. And what you're going to find most of the time is that 90% plus of the stuff you worry about never happened. Understand that you will be bad until you're good. So when you're doing interviews, when you're talking to prospects, start smaller. Don't shoot for the biggest, let's say, accounting firm. Practice on some of the smaller ones. Use the team around you. Use the tools in your toolbox to help you get to the goal line. Don't let your ego say that I should be able to do this. The important thing is that you achieve what you're trying to achieve. If that means using board members, if that means using professionals, whatever that is, don't be afraid to use those tools. So I would encourage you to remember also, follow the steps and follow the step you're on. A lot of people begin to fast forward through those steps, either in reality, which is a mistake, or in their mind to say, well, what if that happens? What if I can't raise the money? And what if I don't know how to manage it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Those are all things that will slow you down and oftentimes bring you to stop taking action. So when those happen, just remember, what's the step in front of me? What actions can I take to move that forward? And leave the others alone. But do that exercise. Write down the things that come in your mind that you're afraid of, then go back and look at those and see how many came true. If you do not know the steps, go over to brucewhipple.com and take a look at the resources there. Some are free, some are paid. If you don't know the steps, start with the all-new Deep Dive Boot Camp and be sure that you follow those steps. One of the advantages in that boot camp is that I end up doing a monthly call, which is a live Q&A. So as you're practicing those steps, you can go back, you can join those calls, and you can ask your questions and get those answered. So 2023 is around the corner. Think about that. Think about the goals you want to achieve and take action.